They're going to give you a million different excuses. But what a closer does is continues to ask questions. Who's making the recommendations here? Who's the one that's supposed to have some answers here? Why is it important for salespeople to save money? So these are some reasons why salespeople have low closing ratios. Okay? So think about this, all right? And we talked a little bit about some of this. Number one, they don't follow up. Okay, so follow-up is it 80% of sales happen after the 5th follow-up. Most salespeople quit after 1 or 2. Lazy follow-up equals low results. Okay, so remember, we're trying to increase our ratios. Nobody's going to be perfect. There's no sales pitch. There's no sales presentation that works every time. Although mine almost works every time. Number 2. They talk too much and don't listen. Amateur salespeople pitch like a robot instead of asking questions and listening. Pros listen, they diagnose, and then they solve. They solve the problem. What is the problem? How do you even know that there's a problem? Unless you ask the appropriate questions. The answers to those questions is in fact them saying, yes, I want to buy your product. You guys get that? That's how easy this thing is. Number 3, they're selling, not solving. Nobody wants to be sold. People want problems solved. If you're pushing products instead of offering solutions, you're losing. So if somebody says, hey, I want investments, I don't really care about the life insurance. So now what it is that you don't have to just keep selling them on the life insurance. Solve a problem. You have to show them the problem. You got to ask them questions like, look, would it be a problem if you died with no life insurance right now? And they're going to tell you yes or no. And most of the time, if they're honest, they're going to say, yeah, that might be a little bit of a problem. Or you ask a question. This is why on the F&A input sheet we say, if God forbid you pass away, do you want your family to have a higher standard of living, lower, or at least the same? You could ask that question right then and there. Like if somebody brings up to me like, hey, I just want investments, and they say, well, obviously higher or the same. And you say, great. Well, then let me solve that problem too. Number 4, they don't qualify their products. They waste time on people who can't buy, won't buy, or aren't the decision makers. A real closer qualifies hard and early, right? So look, I just want to let you know, Bryson, that I need your wife there, okay? So when we're together, just make sure that you guys are together. Oh, well, my wife can't be there. She's busy and I'm busy and she's working and doing all this kind of stuff. They're going to give you a million different excuses. But what a closer does is continues to ask questions. Look, so generally, just generally speaking, what's usually the best time that you guys are home together? Like Sunday afternoon. So I'm going to move some things around and I'm going to see you at 5 p.m. on Sunday night. Does that sound fair? Because you guys will be home. Again, it's going to take like 20 minutes, man. Number 5, they lack product and service knowledge. If you don't know your offer inside and out, people can smell your uncertainty. Confidence closes, confusion kills. You can't master anything unless you try, right? You got to try and fail. You got to screw this thing up. Your ability to withstand rejection and withstand failure is the key ingredient, right? So it's your ability to be patiently excited enough between now and when that happens, because it's not going to happen overnight. Right. It's going to happen day by day, habit after habit, little win after little win. Yep. Right? The one sale, the one recruit, the one person that follows you. All right, number 6, they don't handle objections effectively. When somebody says, I need to think about it, weak salespeople fold. You guys hear that? Mm-hmm. Why do they fold? It's because they're worried about what that prospect is going to think about them. You're worried about it. That should be the least thing you're ever worried about at this point. You understand what I'm saying? Right? Closers know how to isolate and overcome objections without being pushy. And again, it's by asking the right questions. If you're asking simple questions, they're going to answer you. And when they answer you, they're closing themselves. So if I say, if you want your family at a higher standard of living, lower, immediately the same, they go same or higher. Well, they said that they want life insurance. Because how else are you going to do that? If they reject me anymore, I'll just simply say, like, please, can you just answer this? How will your family be at a higher standard of living if you pass away with no life insurance? And then I just shut up. No, there is no answer to that if they were honest. So now once they hear themselves in their own minds thinking about how stupid they sound, 9 out of 10 people, they think about it and they go, I think it makes sense. Number 7, they have zero emotional control, insecure energy, desperation, or frustration ruins deals. People buy certainty. If you're emotionally unstable, your prospect won't trust you. So why is it important for salespeople to save money? It's important because if you look desperate, people can sense that. If there's a desperation that you need them more than they need you, who's making the recommendations here? Who's the one that's supposed to have some answers here? It's us. So ask the appropriate questions so therefore you can help them see in their own mind the right decision to make so that they'll make it. Number 8, they fail to create urgency. Here we go. If there's no reason to buy now, the deal drags. Pros create urgency by stacking value, limiting availability, and showing why waiting is costly. Number 9, they skip the pre-frame or setup. They dive right into the pitch without setting the tone or building trust. The setup is where influence begins. Miss it and you lose before you start. Like, for example, I asked the question, what is the most important thing in your life to you? Well, when I ask that question, then they tell me family. I already know that I'm going to write a sale with them. If your family is the most important thing in your life to you, then don't you think that you would want to protect it?
Yeah.
Don't you think you'd want to make money for it?
Yeah.
Change its life? I don't know. So be careful of missing those little setups, right? Those important first questions. Don't just dive in. Always ask, hey man, what's the most important thing in your life to you? I think that it's important that you master the presentation, you master your craft, you master, the whole deal. And just based on your experience, you're going to be able to close it a lot easier. Number 10, they don't ask for the close. They dance around the sale, waiting for the prospect to decide. Closers ask directly and confidently, are you ready to move forward today? So our main question is, what I'm going to do is ask you a couple of background questions, then we'll go from there. Does that sound fair? Thank you for watching our short clips on Alonzo Academy. If you'd like to watch the next short clip, click here.